Guys, this week we're going to be looking at the Blackburn versus Swansea game, looking at how well some of the players played and how well some of the players did not play. In particular, how Gueye continues to polarise opinions regarding his ability in front of goal.
Yes, welcome back to Rovers Walk. Hope you are well. Hope you've had a good week. Even though Blackburn Swansea's not going to last very long in anyone's memory, it's good to have proper football back, isn't it, Mark?
Oh, definitely, yeah. It was. It seemed like an age to with that last international break, but I must admit, after about an hour of Saturday's game, I was like, wasn't getting too excited with being back. But listen, it's 3 more points and it's another home clean sheet, and it's 5 home wins on the bounce, and the best start we've had to the season since 89-90. So it's happy days.
No, brilliant. We're going to review, of course, the Swansea game. We'll talk about how frustrating Gueye is as well. I also want to talk about ticket cheating, which is going on at Ewood Park at the moment, and get your views on what's going on there. Before that, let's say a very happy birthday to Harry. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Harry.
Happy birthday, Harry.
Happy birthday, Harry.
21?
Yeah, that's it.
You look great.
Thank you. I don't feel great, but
No. All right, let's keep the noise down for Harry. Let's get straight into it. All right, Jason, what impressed you the most then about that win? I mean, it's another home win. It's another clean sheet. Well done, Ainsley. We've got to give it to him. What impressed you?
I'd say defending the set pieces, because that was the only threat Swansea really had. Swansea passed the ball away like they're winning, and I don't get that tactic. But they seem to play the same regardless of who the manager is. Swansea, it's just the way they play. But so I thought we defended set pieces. They never really threatened our goal all game. Set pieces, obviously, we're always nervous on them, but we just never really looked in real danger and conceding, really. But I think they had a spell of about 4 or 5 corners in a row, and the pressure was building a bit. Again, they never really mustered a proper shots on goal. I think a couple of shots went wide, but yeah, so I'd say defending. The clean sheet's massive. Performance 2 week off, back of 2 defeats. I wasn't expecting a great performance. I was more bothered about the result, really. So, yeah.
Fair enough. Good. Can we clear up who scored the goal? Tom, who should claim that?
Well, for me, it's Dolan's goal. The way Gueye celebrated, I thought if I missed something here, but no, it's Dolan's goal. Dolan's goal. I think Gueye needs it more, but it's Dolan's goal.
Mark?
Agreed. Yeah, Dolan's goal. That. Yeah, I was from where I was sat anyway. I was similar to Tom. I was a bit like, I'm not really sure why. It looked like it went straight in from when Dolan hit it. So yeah, Dolan's goal for me.
All right. I thought it was an OG myself, but I'll let you. I'll let you have that one. Let's get some. Harry David says it's just great to be getting a goal from a corner and not always playing a short corner. When was the last time Blackburn did score from a corner? I can't remember.
Got a long time ago.
Ages ago, yeah. And Mark says if you add Dolan's legit goal to the mix, Rovers are actually top of the league. I mean, Harry, you've seen some utter garbage, even on this short space of this time. But how much are you impressed with the football that's being played? Take away the results.
Yeah, I think there's been some really good spec. There was a couple of passages of play in that game that were getting recycled around Twitter after the game, where we played some really good football. And that was some stuff that Eustace not necessarily got much plaudits for at his time at Birmingham at the start. I think he's maybe starting to get a bit more praise for it now. He was seen as a sort of sit back, soak up defensively, and maybe nick a goal on the counter attack and hold out for a 1-0 win. But he's proven that he can set up a side that plays really good football, which is really refreshing to see.
Yeah, brilliant. Mark, there's a couple more I wanted to get your views on. Matt says we didn't deserve that at all. It was a dreadful performance, but a win's a win. And how Cantwell got man of the match, I'll never know. Now, there was lots of people saying Cantwell played well. There's a couple of people saying, "Oh, I'm not sure he's in the right role yet." What was your view of his performance?
Yeah, Cantwell was my man of the match on the day. I thought it wasn't a great game, and I thought the game did lack a lot of quality. I don't think there were many chances on either side that I can really remember. And I thought the two players on the pitch, in my opinion, that had that little bit more quality was Cantwell and Beck. They were the two ones for me that stood out. So yeah, Cantwell definitely man of the match. But yeah, it wasn't. It certainly wasn't a great performance. And if we hadn't got that early goal, I do think it would have been a 0-0 all day long. Because just no team created anything at all. But yeah, Cantwell was rightly the man of the match. I don't know what the other guys think, but definitely for me, he was man of the match.
All right, Jason, some Burnley fans have been on Twitter saying, well, you've not actually played anyone decent at home yet, which is the reason you've gone 5 unbeaten. But that all changes this week, because this Wednesday, even before this video actually goes out, you'll have played West Brom. Is this the toughest test so far at home for you?
Yeah, I think certainly at this moment, I know they've got the best away form in the league at the moment, against the best home form. It's either going to be a cracker or a 0-0. It's going to be one or the other, and it's going to be tough. You know what West Brom bring. I think West Brom will be up there this year. We're trying to punch above our weight and be up there this year, so it's a test for us. Let's see where we're at. Let's see if we can mix it with the team. West Brom are pretty consistent with knocking around them playoffs. So it's a test we should be up to, and I think we will be up for it. I think we needed a dogged result like we got on Saturday. I think it'll be a different performance for me on Wednesday. I think it'll be a good game. I fancy us to win, to be fair.
Oh, okay, brilliant. You'll all have to set up a little bit earlier because there's some issue with tickets, ticket checks being put in place. For what I understand, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, Blackburn have put out a message saying ticket checks on match days will continue after, and get this, a significant number of supporters attempted to cheat the system and they were denied entry to Saturday's home game against Swansea. So, Tom and anyone else, chip in here. Sorry. What's going on here? Have we got adult fans buying junior tickets to get in for a Blackburn home game?
Thing is, I've heard this before, and I think it goes on quite a few games, in all honesty. If you can get away with paying half the price for an under 21 ticket as an adult in this day and age, I'm not saying it's right, but I can totally understand why fans would do it, because the checks aren't consistent. I've only been to Ewood Park once this season, and when I went through there, it was quite lax. And when I've been to games in the past, home and away, you very rarely get checked. I've never ever had my ticket checked and questioned. I've had friends that have done it. I'm in my 30s now. I've had mates that do it. So it's not right, but I can see why you would do it.
Mark?
Well, this has been going. I heard this about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Like, obviously, the words started coming out, and obviously on Saturday there was the checks were a bit over the top, in my opinion, and they had G4S security on, all that. It was really like. It was like, I know my dad, who's 70, that when he got his bag were being searched, everything, tickets, like, yeah, listen, they're all legit. So, again, I don't know, just things from what I've heard. I did hear a rumour a couple of weeks ago that Rovers, with the season tickets that they've actually sold, only 4,000 of them are registered as adult tickets. Now, whether that is true or not, I have no idea. It's just what was going around. So there's obviously something in it, because, as I said, they put this out now for the last couple of games. So, but similar to like what Tom said, if people have been doing it and getting away with it, then like I said, I'm not saying it's right. I don't do it, and but yeah, I did think on Saturday. I thought, well, if we did have a big crowd on, a lot of people wouldn't have made kick-off with the searches that they were doing, put it that way.
Yeah, I mean, no disrespect. It's not Oasis, is it? It's Blackburn versus Swansea. I mean, let them in. Harry, there's a few on Twitter kind of saying, look, if you've got adults, whoever they are, wanting to come and watch Rovers at home, let them in, give them a telling off, and then make sure they don't do it again next time. But people have been turned away and said, no, you've got your junior ticket. I mean, is that right?
Because I mean, the thing is, I get why people would be angry if you're paying for an adult ticket and then someone who is supposed to be paying the same price as you is paying less than you to get in. I understand why that's a frustration, but I think at the end of the day, like sometimes ticket prices are pretty ridiculous, and like I know that they've got to set prices. There's all sort of business behind why they set the prices at what they price it at, but to get fans in the ground. Then like, if you're charging 30-35 quid for an adult ticket, I'm not surprised that people are going to try and cheat the system. So I think the whole thing needs relooking.
If you've got a young family as well, and you want to go, with some kids, and it's food and drink and transportation. It's a lot of money. And if you can save yourself any money here and there, and you can get away with it by paying cheaper tickets, I can totally understand why people would do it.
I'm going to play devil's advocate here because for me, I'm like, and I can see Mark's face. He's seen me getting angry. I had a conversation going. I massively disagree with it. I think we're a struggling club. I think we don't need our fans doing stuff like that. I can see why it happens. Cost of living crisis, like you said, family and stuff. But for me, I pay for my season to support the club. I know my money helps the club. It's not a lot, but. I don't get why you would want to do it. For me, if you support the club, you should want to support them financially as well. For me, so I disagree with the fact that if you can do it.
Brilliant. Some voice of reason. I feel like I've been told off there, Jason.
Sorry. I don't like to be late for 5 minutes.
No.
I think you can see both sides to it. I mean, I don't mean to
two sides to it. There is, yeah.
I just think, obviously, I agree, with what Jason says on it. But, where, like I said, people being turned away. I mean, let's face it, our ground is half empty every home game. Like I said, get them in and then take action maybe afterwards. But, yeah, it's a difficult one.
Okay. Well, if you go to West Brom this weekend, this Wednesday, get in early. Bring some ID with you as well if you look as young as Harry does. I think the rest of you will be all right.
Thanks, Matt.
All right. Watford away, of course, is the other game then that we've got to look ahead to. Jason, how do you see this one going? They're in a bit of a slump at the moment. They didn't play well against Sunderland and still won, and then just got battered in their local derby. So they're a bit of they've got Leeds away as well. So you're going to play with a wounded animal here.
Yeah, I think with Rovers, a lot of it is it's what we do. I think we massively determine how a game goes. I think our away form's going to have to pick up massively. Whilst at the moment we're relying on home form, I don't think we're going to go unbeaten at home. I think Wednesday's going to be a test, so we're going to have to start picking points up where we're going to have to be more convincing. I don't think what we've tried away from home's worked at the moment either, so I think that's going to have to change. So,
okay, yeah, we don't want another Coventry performance, do we? That's for certain. All right then. Thank you very much for all of that. It's also Halloween, of course. So before that rolls around, we're asking you who's the nastiest and scariest player to ever put on a Rovers shirt. You've had a few in your past that like to put their tackle in, and that sort of player that you used to watch in the stands and think, I'm glad they played for us. Tom, can you think of for Rovers?
There was a few I had in mind when I saw this question. I mean, the obvious one I think for me is of Alad's Juve when he played for Rovers, and he was horrible. But I think he was trying to kind of get his career back on track when he came to Rovers, so his kind of past kind of came before him. But we have had some proper hard, horrible people playing for us. I mean, Robbie Savage, the pantomime villain. But then I think for me, the first thing that came to mind was Andy Todd, Now, he was horrible and he was physical. I remember a couple of times he got sent off. He elbowed Van Persie in the cup. I think he kicked out Dugarry for Birmingham. Him alongside Lucas Neal as well. He loved to put a shift in. Lucas Neal broke Jibril Cisse's leg, and he was hard and horrible. We had some horrible players back then, and I absolutely loved it. I thought those sort of players, along with the flair we had, mixed it up really well under that Mark Hughes era. And I think so. Yeah, Andy Todd, Lucas Neal, Savage, those sort of players, horrible players, but I loved them.
Okay, I think you've just answered the question for everybody there, but let's see what everyone else thinks as well. Mark?
Yeah, great shouts by Tom. And the two I had in my mind were El Hadj Diouf and Robbie Savage. I think Andy Todd and Lucas Neal were two great shouts. But yeah, we've had some really, like, if you call nasty players, if you will, down the years. I think Ryan Nelson. I think he was a good centre half. Going back a bit further, Colin Hendry, Kevin Moran. He was a really tough, hard player back when I was first started watching Rovers. But so yeah, we've had a fair few, I think.
Well, Jason,
I think I misunderstood the question because I've been trying to think of ugly players for the last few hours, and we've had a few with faces like melted candles, but I couldn't name you one. But no, I'm with Tom. Robbie Savage for me. I just think with Robbie Savage, he just loved the fight and an argument, he was winding people up, and he seemed to buzz off it. And I thought he was what we needed at the time as well. We needed that player in there. Lewis Travis gives us a little bit at the moment, but not quite to Savage levels.
Okay, and Harry?
Yeah, Savage was the first name that came to my mind. Just sort of like nasty in the tackle and nasty afterwards as well, just giving it verbals all game, getting in players' ears, winding people up. I was trying to think if there was anyone a bit more recently who's sort of anywhere near, but there's no one quite got like that. I think Travis does it a little bit with the little sort of, you can always see him winding people up, getting in players' ears.
The thing is, the game's changed, doesn't it? Now you can't do it anymore like you used to.
No.
Shame, really.
Yeah.
Right, some great shouts there. If you can beat any of those, you know what to do. Drop us a comment below. We really appreciate you being along with this Blackburn journey with us. 30th anniversary as well, of course. This was a nice way to sign off this weekend with a win. It's all good there as well. Enjoy the game. Enjoy your trip to Watford if any of you are going, and enjoy the West Brom game. We'll see you in 7 days' time to review all of that. Thank you very much for joining us.
Cheers, guys.